Hello, everybody. Sorry, I didn't enter the studio. I apologise for that. I am live. Got a few people in the room already. Thanks for showing up. I just about did. Hope everyone is well. Are you liking my my rather fetching Christmas jumper? Oh, I was in the wrong place there. Look. There we go. Hello, Jackie. Hello. Cutty, hello, Brian. Here to see whether to add anything to my ridiculous Christmas wish list. Yeah, Brian, I've got, mine is ridiculous. Brian, Tony, we have John in the house. Hello, John. Thanks for popping in to say hello. Now, I didn't expect to get many people in the room. The reason I've gone live today, and it's rather impromptu and a bit last minute, is because I was going to do this as a video, and the amount of time it was going to take in terms of putting the bottles in and nice transitions between the bottle and back to me, the wish list is quite large, and it would have gone beyond something I would have had time to edit. The video would have been no problem at all. It would have been getting the shots of the bottles and just to make it look nice, and I'm running out of time. So you know what, I'm at home today. I've been out with the family today, and now we're back home. Bex is wrapping presents upstairs, and I thought, you know what, I'll use this as an opportunity to do my Christmas wish list and go live and have a chat with some lovely people.
I'm not sure I understand.
Well, I'm not talking to you. Apologies for that. Right, so I've got Christmas music on in the background. I hope it isn't too intrusive. I can turn it up or down accordingly. I will be running through my Christmas wish list with you, and I will be interacting with you guys and seeing what you've got, and we'll just basically see if any of our choices cross over each other and just have a nice Saturday afternoon live, I suppose. Now, what is anyone on the drink already? I've decided to get something that represents 2020 quite well. I've got Corona, had Corona. Cheers, everybody. So got my drink ready, and oh, we have Scott in the house. Hello, Scott. Thanks for joining. Let's just catch up with the chat. Live seems faster. Good choice. You know what, Jackie? It is. I can just literally set up, go bang, live. Let's talk about it. The video can go on as long as short as we want it to. I ideally don't want to be live for no longer than an hour, really. So let's keep an eye on the time. It could be shorter than that. Hey Tony, got those samples of Hudson, and 003 is lush. My missus loves it. There we go, Dave. There we go. Oh, I love it too. Beck's not as keen, but I love it. Coffee at the moment, love it. AM just coffee. So it's early for some of the American folk in here. Live video. Yeah, I mean, this will go live. This will go onto the channel afterwards, so it sort of works. But no, hello everybody. I hope everyone's well. I'm wrapping presents. That's what Becca's doing, Barry. So Becca's upstairs wrapping presents as well. I've got lots and lots of wrapping to do. Not started yet. Typical man. So yeah, I will get onto that in the week, in the evenings. It feels more like Christmas to me when I'm getting closer to Christmas wrapping presents. So I will be doing that whilst either watching Christmas movies or listening to Christmas music. But they're doing that. Bex and Phoebe are doing that upstairs, so I'm not allowed to enter the room. Apparently, I think it has something to do with them spending £7,000 worth of fragrances on me. Who knows? Let's say hello to anyone else. Anyone else in the chat? I think that's it for the moment. Oh, don't forget to like it. Like that video. That'd be awesome. If you could do that for me, that'd be great. Even if it's just not for the moobs here, you know, I think it'd be lovely if you could like. Shall we get into it? I'll stop waffling and let's get into the mammoth Christmas wish list. What I could do with, could someone be dropping in the amounts as I say it to tally up how much is actually here, because I think it's gone over £7,000. But if someone could tally it up as we go along, if someone's got a calculator or could just literally just tally it up as we go along, that would be awesome. Jackie, wouldn't it, eh? You know what? I would probably tell her off for spending that much money on fragrances. She would certainly tell me off, but we can all drink, can't we? So this is really my dream wish list for Christmas. Right, let's get started. If we could tally up in the, because I've not got it tallied up together, I added it up roughly before and it came to £7,000 or more. Should we get going? There's going to be some obvious ones in here, and there's going to be some really, really hyped fragrances. Hello, Mia. Thanks for dropping by. Really appreciate it. So let's go then. Right. Let's start with Naxos Zerjoff. I would like to add some more Zerjoff. I have Renaissance in my collection, a partial, and love it. Love the presentation. And I see this in Chris's video the other day. I have sampled this courtesy of Kevin at Mersey Scents, and I want it. Becca loves it as well. I think we did this on a live, but Naxos is on the list. Now, Naxos at the moment you can pick up on Sea Scents. This isn't sponsored, by the way, but that's the cheapest place I could find it in the UK, and that's £162.50 for 100 ml. So that is the cheapest I could find it here. That is, so I'm going by some of the cheaper amounts. So if someone could tally this up, like I said, Naxos is my first choice. Hi Tara, thanks for joining on your birthday. Let's all say happy birthday to Tara. Happy birthday, Tara. I hope you have a fantastic Saturday. And what a day to have a birthday. Right, shall we move on from Naxos? Let's move over to Nishane. And I have on my wish list 100 Silent Ways. And I tried this courtesy of John. Thank you, John. He sent a sample to Bex and I fell in love with it immediately. So this was also on Sea Scents. The 100 ml bottle is £239 was the cheapest I could get this for. So £239. Is someone handy with that calculator to keep the tally rolling up? If someone knows that they can stay, whether it be Kit Kat or John, or if someone knows they're going to stay throughout the stream, that'd be amazing if you could tally this up for me as we go along and write it in the comments. So as I add one on, if you could add it on and put it in the comments, that would be amazing. Thank you, Jackie. If you're staying and you want to do that, I love you. Thank you. Right. Nishane, this another one. I've put it down as the same sort of money, about £240, and it is Annie. And this was, hi Michael, thanks for joining. Annie was courtesy of I sampled this courtesy of Mia. Mia sent me a sample, and again something else I fell in love with, rich and strong, vanilla-y. Lots going on, very much up my street, and that is another one that I have on my list. And I believe you can pick that up if you shop around a bit, again for around £240. So I'm not going to argue with people in the comments as we do this, because it's sorry Kit Kat, what have you said? You're adding up. Thank you very much. I didn't see the earlier comment. Yeah, if you could drop it in the comments as we go along, that would be amazing. Sorry, Kit Kat. Right. And 100 Silent Ways is lovely. Yeah. So that is on my list as well. So Nishane, Annie. Anyone else got that? Enjoying it? I know Mia has, raves about it, loves it, one of her faves. I think it's lovely. Right, let's move over to the house of, and this is a pretty obvious one, top chat versus live chat. I think that's sometimes the issue. I've got, I can think I can see the whole chat on there, but I'm not sure. I'm doing this via StreamYard, so I don't see it in the YouTube window. So I don't know if I see every comment. I'm sure I do. And Tara has Annie. Lovely, 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 lovely chat. Right, so moving over to a house that I love and definitely would like to own more. Tried most, but would like to own more. And I think this one's pretty obvious, really. So I'll get some of the obvious ones out the way. And this is by Byron. Now, the two that I would like to try the most. Not try, I've tried them. I want them. Oud Bourbon by Byron. Now, you can pick this up. Again, C-Cent seems to be the cheapest place that I can see it for. You pick it up for around £120. And that is Oud Bourbon. That has vanilla, oud and sandalwood. So that sounds gorgeous. I don't know if anyone else has tried that, but it is very, very nice. And I really, really would love to add that. And the other one from Byron, and again, I've put this down for £120 again, and that is Mula Mula. Now, again, I tried this courtesy of Mia, absolutely fell in love with it. And although to me, it is slightly, don't get triggered by this anybody, but to me, it does smell slightly girly in a very faint way. It's a unisex scent, but it goes a little floral, tiny bit floral of that line where I'm 100% comfortable wearing, but I just love the smell of it. Absolutely love the smell of it. So Mula Mula is on the list. I'd love to add that. Gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance, but I'm sure Becca will steal it off me. Not my favourite, might be my own fault. I was expecting lots of booze. Okay. I only have tried Mula Mula. It's gorgeous, gorgeous. We're up to £521. Thank you, Kit Kat. Appreciate it. Right, let's move on to the House of Creed. Now, I haven't got a lot of creeds that really jump out and say, I must own you. But the one that I've got a good interpretation of, probably one of the best interpretations out there, and it is Creed Viking. Now, it's the only one that really jumps out. That mint and that old school fougere type fresh fragrance, I just find gorgeous. And I think I would love to own the original. Now, I see a 50 ml bottle of this available for £134. So that is Creed Viking, is something that personally I'd love to own in my collection. Anyone else got that? Jackie needs to sample. It's lovely. What I would say, I think you'd like them, Jackie, because they're very rich. The Byron fragrances, they really are rich. And Blood Axe is just Viking, so no need to get it. I understand that. I think I like that expression, Barry, in terms of Steve saying that he loved the Alexandra fragrances version of Royal Equestrian, but had to have he owed it to himself to get Leighton as a result of that. I love Blood Axe that much. I just really would love, and I love the bottle. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I really love the bottle, the Creed Viking bottle with that red. It just looks stunning. So I'd love to own that. Now let's move on to Roja Dove. Roja Dove, I could be here all day listing more and more and more, and the budget would go way over £7,000. I could be a 10k thing, but let's just stick to stuff that I really would like to add just now, and let's see later on next year maybe. Let's see how big the list is. But I'd like to go for the Parfum cologne range, just simple, the cheaper stuff. So there, I found these for around 100 mils for around £225 each, and there's two of them that I would like to add. So the two that I would love to add, one is very obvious, and it's the Enigma. Chris bangs on about it. I sampled this in Harrods, and I could see why. Very rich, very resinous, very quite sweet. Lots going on in it. So would love to add Enigma or Creation E if you're in the States. And The other one I'd love to add is Danger. Danger is, again, a bit of an old school fougere type fragrance, but it's got some sweetness in there as well. It's a modern take on a fougere, and I've tried that in store, and I have a great version of it from Perfume Parlour. So I would really love to add Danger as well, and that gorgeous red bottle in the Parfum Cologne range. I'd love to add that. So that is another one. So that's again another £225. So they are on my wish list. Let's keep moving through because there's quite a few. So I might as well just keep going. Right, on to Parfums Demali. Now some people really love these. Some people aren't as taken with them. They probably think that they're overpriced or they're clones of other stuff. But there's a few absolute gems in there. I went through the whole range, and I didn't say this at the time, but I could have quite easily have picked lots, and I got a bit carried away with what time of year it was and stuff like that. And I went for one that I'm grateful I've got in my collection, but there's now I'm moved on a little bit, even from the summer. There's others I would like more. So let's tell you what they are. Right, the first one is Herod, and I've tried the original of that, again courtesy of Kevin. Gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. So I would love to own Herod. So what do I pick these up for? So you can pick these up. You'd probably, let's say that you can pick these up from Marcus for around 100. I'm underestimating this a little bit, but let's go £150 each, and there are 3 of them. So the 3 that I'd like to add, Herod is one, Ojan is the next one, and the last one I'd like to add is Carlisle. So 3 quite heavy, thick, resinous fragrances that have a lot going on. They're the 3 I would really like to add. Classic Parfums Demali, ones that get so much hype, I know, not very original, but they all smell great. So would love to add all 3 of those. So let's go again, Herod, Ojan and Carlisle. And I reckon with Marcus's help, maybe I'm being a bit ambitious, but about £150 each. So that is £450 added to the total. I think we're there, Kit Kat, 1555. Ah, Brian, it is gorgeous. You need to get your nose on it, and I think you would really, really like it. Right, let's move on to Maison Francis Kurkdjian. So MFK, we're going to go for the obvious. Again, I've got a good sized decant of the original. Would love to own the bottle. So many people I know and friends within this community have this fragrance, so very obvious. It's Grand Soir. Haven't got it, but got a good sized decant. Would love to own the bottle. You can pick up a 70 ml bottle of this, again from Sea Scents in the UK, for £145. So I think for the quality of that, I think that's quite good value for money. But again, another classic. I'm reading out some classics here. I know some overhyped fragrances, but I haven't got these fragrances. So I'm thinking to myself, as a fragrance reviewer and a fragrance lover, why haven't I got them? Why don't I just go and spend £7,000 and add these to my collection? And you know what? I think it's going to go over £7,000. I think my maths wasn't going to be great. Thank you, Kit Kat. We're up to £1,700. Right, moving over to the house, John's favourite house of Killian. Now, I could have picked a few of these, to be honest. I've sampled a few now, courtesy of John and some decants I've picked up. But the one I want to go for is the massively hyped fragrance that I've not seen anybody say they don't like it. So let's just get it out of the way. Angel Share. Would love to add that to the list. And you know what? let's see if the hype's real. For me, I think it will be. I think I'll be the same as everybody else.
Interesting question.
Oh, sorry, interesting question, Brian. So Brian's put my stream, it's a bit behind on the chat. Catty calculates it before Tony said it in my end. That's hilarious. See if you can guess them then as you go along, Brian. Right, so let's go with nice PJ, sweet. Nice, hey, do you like them? Yeah, beautiful. Hello, Paloma, thanks for joining. So the chat's going up. So if you have joined a bit earlier, we're getting through this now. But I've just added Angel Share, and I see this available for 165, so £165 for this one. That's how much I can pick it up for, how much I can get it for right now, £165. So let's get that added. Everyone else has got it. Why haven't I? Can't have them all though, can we? We can try. Now, those are some abs plus moves. I know. Had a boob job and an ab job as well, clearly. 1865. Wow. Right. Let's move on to the house. I didn't say these were all niche, but this is classed as niche in some people's eyes. We're going to move over to Tom Ford, the private blends. There are a couple that I would definitely, well, three, I would definitely like to add to the collection. I've tried all three, and one of them especially is just classic, needs to be in the collection. So the three that I'm going to pick to add are Tobacco Vanille, the most obvious. I've got a decant of this, and you know what, this is strange, and Barry can probably be testament to this. When I started this journey and I tried Tobacco Vanille, tried it in it was I think it was John Lewis actually. I tried it in store and I just couldn't, it was just too much. It just was too loud. It was too obnoxious. It was just too much for my delicate nose at the time. So it's never been something I've wanted to pick up previously. Now, more recently, I've gone back to it. I've got a decant and I'm just in love with it. Really am. I can't get enough of it. And I get in this, I don't know if anyone else feels this way sometimes about the odd fragrance, or if it's just me and I'm weird, but I get this thing where I think it's too strong and I have to be in a real mood to wear it, because you have to be in the mood for that thick resonance, overly strong fragrance. But then when I try it on, I'm thinking, well, why do I think that? Because to me, when I wear it, I just get wafts of it all day and just absolutely love it. So that is, I don't know why I think that. Gutty, you've beat me to it. So you can pick these up for the 50 mLs, by the way, £150 each, roughly. I can pick these up for if I shop around a bit. So Tobacco Vanille is my first one. My second one, Gutty just mentioned it, is Plum Japonais. I would love to add that, and it's discontinued, and I should have picked it up when I had a obviously, as it's discontinued, Christmas is coming up and stuff, and you know what it's like. You add something and you're frightened to add anything. I'm not saying I'm going to get fragrances for Christmas, but you don't know, and I don't want to ruin. Becca gets the Christmas presents so early, and if I get told off if I pick anything up, because especially in the last couple of months leading up to Christmas, I'm just like, I can't pick anything up, because if she's got it, she will absolutely murder me. So, and I keep banging on about this one. So Plum Japonais is something I would definitely love to add. I've got a good size, again, good size sample from store. I just think it is, I think I've said it to a couple of people, this is just me, my signature scent. It's just, I love the spice. I love that slight red fruit in there. It's just stunning. If no one's tried that, by the way, you've got to get your nose on it, because I think I'm going to hype it to death. It's just amazing, and I need that in my collection. I have just found out, want to own the original, but I've seen that Alexandria Fragrances do their interpretation of it, and I think I'm going to give that a go. So I think I'm going to give that a go. So sorry, my son is just coming through. Don't want to show his face. He's on the phone. Hello, Josh. I think he wants to go out for some food. Right, so that is that was hilarious, hiding his face from the camera. So I need Plum Japanese. So that's the second one. That's another £300 added. And the last one I want to add to the collection is Vanille Fatale. Just absolutely love it. Just want that in my collection as well. Now I've got Vito's version of this and love it. Absolutely love it. I love the way that the vanilla goes in a slightly dirty, different route, and the spice just love. So that is another £150. So another £450 added. Thank you, Kit Kat, for adding up. Noir de Noir. You know what, Ryan? I didn't want to just add things to the list for the sake of it, but I do love Noir de Noir. But I've got 10 mil of it. I think that will keep me going for a while. Tara's got a run. How much money Tony is spending today? Great list so far, Tony. I want Vanille Fatale. Oh, it's gorgeous. Tara, I don't know if you've tried it. It's just lovely. And Jackie, Vanille Fatale, yes, one of my only vanillas. Oh, it's gorgeous. It just love that slight dirty vibe in there, taking it a different direction to some vanillas, but it's just stunning. I've got, Brian, I think that would be enough with the fragrances and the level of fragrances you've got. Sometimes the 10 mil will last you a while. And some of these I'm mentioning, I've got the 10 mil of them. And this is one of the reasons I've added them, because I love them so much. And some of the 10 mils I'm actually burning through. But Noir de Noir I have to be in a real mood for. So I love it, but not one I want to add to the list just yet. Thank you, Tara. Take care of yourself. Have a good day. Right, let's move over to fragrances that I don't think I'm going to be able to pick up anymore, because the fragrance company have decided that they are effectively closing down, and it's a real shame because I've got to try a couple of these courtesy of Claire, and she has influence for this brand for a little while, and I think she's probably very sad that they're going. They're not going to be there anymore. But there's two fragrances I would love to own from them. I don't know if you've guessed it yet. Is Musk, SP Parfums, the company, sorry. So SP Parfums are on their way out, but would love to pick up a couple of these bits if I could at some point. It's just money because these aren't cheap either. So yeah, Sven. So we'd love to pick up SP Musk. Or SP Parfums Musk. Sampled this, gorgeous fragrance. And the other one I would love to add, me and Becca love this equally, is Sandalwood and Peony. Another gorgeous fragrance. Now these, I think you could pick the two together, by the way, Kit Kat, if they were still on the website, I could get these for around, the two of them together, for £250. So they're around £125 each. For the small, I think they're a 30 ml bottle, and that basically works out as £250 for the pair. So if you could add that on for me, but would love to own those. Now, so we're moving through this quite nicely. Let's move on to the next one. Now, this is another one that Claire has absolutely raved about. We're up to 2565. All 30 mLs are sold. We are saying, hi, thanks for joining. Both as travel space. Yeah, I've seen those. Way too late to Sven. You could have got them both as travel space. I know, I'm well late. And Cutty, thanks for joining, by the way. But Cutty's right. TRMP, so Tioni Reinfeld. Two fragrances I would love to add. One she reviewed the other day. She was very lucky to get it through. It is brand new. Would love to add it. The notes in it just sound insane. Let me just have a drink them out. Got to try for it. Sorry about that. Right, so first one is bittersweet. Would love to add that. The notes just sound incredible. Sounds right up my street. Still got that Mysore sandalwood in. I really need to get my nose on. And the other one I'd like to try from the brand is pretty obvious. Very, very much something that's on my radar. Definitely something I'd love to pick up next year. 100% is Embers. It just sounds like something I would love as well. So, hi Becca, thanks for joining. We're about probably halfway through the list or so. There's some of the fragrances that are coming up that get even more expensive. But the other one I'd like to add from Tiani Reinfeldt is Embers. So let's get that added to the list. The two of those together, I could see Kit Kat were about $450 for both of them. So £450 added to that total, which is ever growing. Right, the next, I know there's a lot of ladies in this room that are a big fan of this one. And I tried this in the Horte Perfumery in Harrods and fell in love with it. It was on my sort of short list of one of the fragrances that I could have picked up that day. I didn't in the end, and it was Atelier des Ors, and it is Lune Feline. And there was a couple that I tried in the store on the day. I think there was an Intense that had just not long been out. But let's just go for the original, the Atelier des Ors, Lune Feline. And I see that in store. You can pick this up for £225 as we speak. Just loved the sort of thick resinous quality of it, the sweetness in there, just absolutely gorgeous. So that is, I know it's one that has been hyped some time ago now, I get that, and there's newer ones that have come out, but really would love. I've not tried much from the brand, Brian. I've seen your comments on there. Not tried much at all, but this is sort of probably a starting point for me on that brand. So I'd love to own Lune Feline from them. Lune Feline, anyone how it compares to Bengal Rouge? I've not tried anything from them, Jackie, yet, so I'm not sure. Right, the next one I'd like to add is, there's actually two from the brand, and this is a brand that I really love. I've got two fragrances from them already. They're not cheap, and they're from Parfum and Roma. And the two that I would love to add, one of them is based on recommendations from other people. Not tried either of these, so they would be blind buys, but I know I would love them. I just know it. The first one is called Confetti. Would love to add Confetti to my list. It sounds very, very sweet, very, very much up my street. Really would like to try that. So the first from them is Confetti, and the second from them, this is meant to be very rich and resinous. It is called Ambra Aurea, and this is meant to be a very incensey, sweet amber fragrance that just sounds gorgeous as well. So that is the two that I'd like to add. Those two added together are £450. So I need to add those. They are way up on my list of things to try and add. I have a sample of that. Is that the Ambra Aurea that you have, Gutty, or was that Confetti that you've tried? So they're ones that I really need to get my nose on. I'm sure I want to add them. 3690 is going up, and the ones, there's not loads and loads left, but the ones I've got left really add some money to this budget. Right, let's move on to a fragrance house that's been huge this year. They are I would call them an indie house. They're indie niche. They have been all over Instagram, all over the fragrance community, and the fragrance house is Gallagher Fragrances. There are three that I would just love to try from them. And I think the people that know me the most in this chat, when I say these fragrances and they know what they are, I think hopefully they're agreeing with me that they're up my street and things that they know I would like or love to try as well. So I'm not just adding things for the sake of it. Hello, Caboose. This is the decancy. Look at that. Look. I was hoping you'd pop along just so I could show you. Right, so let's move on to the 3 Gallagher fragrances that I would love to own. And those 3 fragrances are Wicked Good. They are Fine Apple. And the last one is Burger Musk. I hear really, really good things about this house. And the people that have tried them and reviewed them really seem to like them. And some people that I trust and really would love to add. So let's get those added to the list. Now, these are £150 each. So a total added to the list of £450. Hills loves them. She's one of the people I think that have influenced me to put them on the list. No ho ho. Hi, Nigel. How are you doing? Thanks for joining me. So yes, Gallagher fragrances, something I need to try next year or put them on the wish list. £450 added to the total. We're now up to £4,140. And there's not loads and loads left. But the ones I've got left, there's some very expensive ones in there. Hello. As we talk about her, she pops up. What did you miss? You're missing the great big list. £7,000 worth of fragrances. I think it's going to be more. I've just spoken about Gallagher fragrances, how I would love to add 3 from them. And the 3 that I would love to add are Wicked Good, Fine Apple, and Burger Musk. And I said that you're probably one of the people that have influenced me to put them on the list. Right, let's heard about the new Christmas regulations. We can only mix on Christmas Day now. Barry, that's going to be the only day that we are anyway. So, hey, never mind. One of those things we've got to deal with this year. Right, on to the next fragrance. And this is from a Juice or Dew, however you want to pronounce it. My pronunciations of everything is rubbish. Wicked Good. Hello, Matthew. Thanks for joining. Really need to try it. Wicked Good sounds amazing. Right, Juice. The fragrance that I would like to try from them is called Super Fusion. That's the one, not Youp, Juice or U. JUS. Tier 4 introduced Peterborough. It should be. We're luckily not in Peterborough. I work in Peterborough, but I live in Cambridgeshire. We're tier 2 still. So all my local, if I don't go into the city is tier 3. Here it's tier 2. So we've still got a little bit of, we can go to a restaurant and eat a meal still if we wanted to. Right, so Super Fusion is the next one I'd love to add to the list. And I can pick this up for £165. I have no words. Juicy on the bum. Have anyone ever seen those? Would love to add a tracksuit that says juicy on the bum. So let's go with Super Fusion. £165 to add. Right. On to the house. Now this house, I've got a couple from them. And the only thing that worries me a little bit based on the ones that I have is the performance. For the money you pay for them, they are niche. They're a niche house. They're based in the UK. Are we going to guess it? They're not Joe Malone, by the way. I would class that as more designer. The house is Penhaligon's. I've seen those sweatpants and they're amazing. How cool would it be for me to show up in a pair of juicy jogging bottoms, velour jogging bottoms with juicy on the bum? Excuse me, sorry. Dry throat. Right. So let's go to the House of Penhaligons. Confetti is great. That's not, now I like that. I've got lots of miniatures that I've had as gifts from people over the last year or so. So I've got a little library collection, and I've also got a little box of the sort of more male orientated ones with Confetti, and I've got all of the classics in those little tins. So I've tried a lot of these, and the two Corona will fix that dry throat. Corona it actually causes dry throat as well. Right, so Penhaligons is Endymion. Oh God, I just ruined that. Sorry, Endymion is the one that I would love to add. I don't know if anyone has tried this fragrance. Hey Stuart, thanks for joining. But Endymion, I know Matt would actually love this. It's quite a sort of delicate, slightly, how would I put this? It's slightly barbershoppy. It's not strong though. It's very, very clean, almost very musky, and something that I think is very nice. Now, this, hi Jonathan, thanks for joining. This one is about £100 you can pick this one up for. Hey, Trusted Nose, we've got a few people in the house. Thanks for joining. It is a bit barbershoppy. That is a word. I made it up, but it is a bit barbershoppy. It's clean though. It's not overpowering. It's not too much oak moss or anything in there. It's very easy to wear, very delicate, but I love the smell of it. I just love, love, love the smell of it. If I had the bottle though, I would rinse through it in absolutely no time, because it is not that strong, and it doesn't last a massive amount of time, but I just think it's beautiful fragrance. So would love to add that. It's an Endymion from Penhaligons. You can pick that up for around £100. It has got lavender in it, yes. The next fragrance from Penhaligons, and I've loved this for a long time, it's just not cheap unfortunately, and that is Changing Constants. Now I know that Tara's got this and she loves it too. We've tried this a few times in store. It's just not cheap, and the performance of the others worries me about spending this kind of money. It's double the price of the other one I've just mentioned. So £200 for this Changing Constants. Absolutely gorgeous fragrance though. Very, very resinous, caramelly, toffee-like, woodsy, vanilla-y, just gorgeous. Becca has this too, so I'm sure that you like it as well. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. Very sweet, very much something that you know that I would love. So that was £200. We haven't got loads and loads of time left, and I think the time of the hour is going to be about right for this. So we've got about 15 minutes left, and we are bouncing through them. And you're wondering how we're going to add this up to £7,000, but there's a couple coming that are really, really not cheap. Right, so the next house that I would like to add from, and again, I got to try these on the 6th floor in Harrods on the day, and I've seen them hyped, I've seen people mention them, is MDCI. And the two that I would love to add from this house are Invasion Barber. Would love to add that. And next is Le Ravage Desserts is the other one I'd love to add. Now, I know I'm ruining these pronunciations. I'm very sorry. Haven't had time to properly really do my homework on a lot of these. They're just ones that I would love to add. Chypre Palatine, you know what, Jackie? I've seen that advertised. I'm not sure that is going to be right up my street. I probably would love it, but I didn't try it on the day, so I'm not quite sure. So that's the reason it doesn't. And it is the one with the fancy cap with the boost. So I would love to add them with the boost. So £275 each. I think that's with the fancy caps, because I would need to add those, of course, especially if it's Christmas and someone else is buying for it. Why wouldn't I add them? And this is a dream wish list, so I've got to add it. So £550 for the pair added. Absolute bargain, Matt, I know. NDCI. So the first one is Invasion Barbar, and the next one is Le Rivage Desserts. So we're now up to £5,155. We're moving through. The next house is going to be where the big dollars are added. And there are 3 fragrances from this house that I've tried a couple. Again, these blew me away. These are expensive. Not Clive Christian, no. Henry Jacks is the house. Henry Jacks is, I would say, probably absolute luxury of niche fragrances. And I have got to try a couple of the oils in the boutique on the 6th floor, and they literally blew me away. I just couldn't afford them. They are very, very expensive. So these are literally Henry Jacks. So Jacks is Jacqueus. So same spelling as Jacques Bogart, but this is Henry Jacks. And the 3 fragrances that I'd like to try from the house are Blue Vanille, which I tried in store, and it blew me away. Absolutely blew me away. Very sweet. These are all very, very thick, resinous, high quality fragrances. The next one is Vert Galant. And the last one is Xanthos Black. Now, if you get a chance to look them up, do so. I'm not saying go out and blind buy them because they're not cheap, but look up the notes. Go onto Fragrantica or onto the website. The website, I believe, takes you to the 6th floor boutique in Harrods. And I got to sit down with them for about half an hour. And I was one of those typical people. In fairness, I didn't know the price. And Sue, formerly Sue Busto, who was from Lush originally, Sue recommended me to try them while I was there. They one of her favourite houses. So I had to find them, had to seek them out and try them. And the guy was very, very helpful. And after being so helpful, he gave me the prices. I nearly shrunk back into the seat so he couldn't see me anymore because I was so embarrassed, because there was no way I could afford to have bought them. No way. I don't know if I could ever spend this sort of money. But this is a wish list. This is a fragrance wish list. It's a dream list. Right. Supu definitely is brilliant. Right. The prices of these 3 fragrances. Blue Vanille, £635, and you can't really find these anywhere else. They're only really available. They're only available from the manufacturer or the people they sell through. I do need a drink. £635 for the first one. The second fragrance is Vert Galant is £450. Now I believe these are for 30 ml as well. You don't get a lot, but the oil concentration is extremely high. And the last one, this is Xanthos Black. Look it up. You'll know why I want it if you see the notes. £955. £955. £155. So thank you, Kit Kat. We are up now. You know why we took a jump. So there's not many left. So stick with me. Got about 10 minutes. Let's move on from that house. See if you can look those up, and you'll know where I'm coming from and why I would like them. Right. The next house, and I've not really been massively keen on trying some of these. A lot of people, oh God, we're up to 7195. Dear, oh dear. Right, that is, we're way above budget then. So this is going to be more like an £8,000 list. So the next house is someone that I've not been overly fussed about trying. I've seen a bit of negativity. I've seen a few people say that they're clones. Barry's tried these recently, I've seen. This gave a photo. And the fragrance house is from Zerjoff. No ATH in my list, Brian. Right. Zerjoff is someone I'm not overly fussed. But you'll see one that you've seen, one that probably that you know that I would love. And I would love to get my nose on it. You know what? If anyone gets it and I can buy a sample of them, please let me know. But the one I would like to try is Spice Surprise. That is the one of their new releases. The notes sound amazing. Good feedback on them as well. On this one especially. I've seen Chris mentioned it recently, and that really pricked my ears up. Spice Surprise is one that I would definitely like to try, and you can pick that up for £145. So that is Zerjoff Spice Surprise, one that I'd definitely like to try. Right, what do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4 more fragrances left to mention. The next one, and you can see why I wanted to do this as a live. The next one is Ormond Jane. And I have a sample of this and love it. And they have a huge line, but this one is one of their more well-known ones. And it's just Ormond Jane Man is the one I'd love to add. The sample I've got, I just love wearing it. Absolutely love wearing it. Now, if you want an idea of what it's like, again, it's a bit sort of fougere barbershop styling of what it's like. It's a nice fragrance. It's got some. If anyone tried Milano Cento, it's in that ilk of fragrance, but this is, I think, a little bit stronger, possibly. Not more challenging, but not as sweet as Milano Cento. But it's that kind of fragrance. So Santa is currently getting a new credit card. So that is Ormond Jane Man that I would love to try. You can pick that up for £110. So that is on my list just based on the sample I've got. I'd love to be able to spray a lot more of myself with it. Right, next. This is, again, courtesy of Claire. Something that she spoke to the owner recently. A brand that I'd love to try. And there is one in particular, fragrance, that I would like to pick up based on people's recommendations, that it's the one that they think I would like. And it's Bengal Rouge from Papillon. Would love to add or try that. So Bengal Rouge, £140. Would love to try that. So Bengal Rouge is Papillon fragrances. Yeah, you can pick this up for £140. It seems like all their fragrances are very strong. I'm not sure I'd love them all going by the notes, but this is something I would love to add. Moving on, we've got 2 more to talk about. The next one is from Imaginary Authors, and I think you're going to guess which one I'd like to add. and it is waffle cone. Yes, tier 4. Luckily, this is so weird, Nigel. Tier 4, Peterborough, 20 miles east, tier 2. So where I live, I'm not really affected. Where I work, I can't go out at work and get it like easily, or I don't know how it's going to affect work actually, or how. I've not looked up the implications. I've just had a text from my boss saying tier 4 ? What are we going to do? And I don't know. So let's see what happens. So waffle cone, £80. You can add that for £80. Really would love to try it. It's going to be too sweet for some. Jackie's put too sweet for me, but hey, hey Claire, thanks for joining. Yeah, Kit Kat's holding a calculator, so we're adding another £80 there. Now we're on to the last fragrance that I would love to try, and the last fragrance is from Theo Cabanel, and it is Cafe Cabanel. I've not tried it. I know it's something that I would love, something that definitely would love. Want me to send some samples time? I think probably Hillary has lots of these in her collection of various samples. Hillary, I wouldn't expect you to send them all the way from America. Don't be silly. But would love to try Cafe Cabanel. Love the bottle. Love the look of it. Love the notes. Love people's reviews on it. I think it was something I would love to add. And this is £140. And that is the last one on the list. So that is my list. Let's get the total. I believe, can't remember what we're up to. 7,000 something. So yeah, SM Cafe, I've tried that, Jonathan. I would say that is the most, £7,810. Whoa, so nearly 8K. Crazy. SM Cafe, Jonathan, is, I don't know if you've tried it or if anyone in this room tried it. I know I've seen George and Chris talk about it, but it's probably the most realistic coffee note that I've ever tried in a fragrance. And it's not that sort of creamy coffee note. It's more of an espresso note. It is so good. 11% over, not bad. It was always going to go over. You know what? I put 7K. I just calculated it roughly in my head. I thought, well, it's not 8K. Let's say it's 7K. But hey, that is my list. Is there anything you'd like to add to it? Anything you would like to try? There are lots on there that I've tried. There are lots that I'd like to try. So lots of blind buys, mixture of blind buys and things that I've tried and love. They are all, the ones that I have tried are all loves. So I'm not adding them willy-nilly. Would love to add them all. But no, I really appreciate you joining me on the Saturday evening. I don't want to take up too much more time because I want to go and spend some time with my family. It's been my only day off this week, so I really would love to go and spend some time with them. Acro Awake is nice, coffee. Not tried it again, Hillary. I've heard that is very realistic. I think I got that from you and Chris, possibly. I would love to stay and talk all night to you, lovely people. I really would, but I really do need to go. It's been bang on that hour. So Kit Kat, thank you so much. Massive shout out to you for calculating and putting the running total up. Really appreciate it. Thank you. And a massive shout out to Tara. I know she's not in the room. Tara's birthday today, so happy birthday to Tara. Big shout out to Nigel. Nigel has a live this Wednesday night coming, so make sure you tune into that. And I will be live. I'm not going to be live on the next 2 Sundays. I'm going to be live on the week in between Christmas, and I'm going to announce it now. We're going to be doing a yearly recap. We're going to be going over with some fragrance friends of mine. We're going to be doing a big live. It's going to be a couple of hours. It's going to be over night time in the UK. And and Clement's birthday too. Happy birthday, Clement, too. I know she's not here, but massive happy birthday to her. But we're going to be doing a fragrance live in between Christmas and New Year. It's going to be a Tuesday or Wednesday night in that middle, so the 29th or the 30th of a night in the UK. And we're going to be going over 2020, and we're going to be talking about lots of different subjects. There's going to be a panel of people, and we're all going to be discussing the things that we love in fragrance the most. I'm going to be coming up with the questions with them, and we will bring that to you. And could you wear a shirt that's a little bit brighter? You love it. So it is exactly that, a best of 2020. But if I don't see you all before, I'll see everybody that's going to be in Nigel's live next Wednesday. If I don't speak or see you before, then I wish you all the best of Christmases. Have a wonderful time. And I know you shouldn't, but if you are got people around for Christmas, give them a hug. If you're not going to be putting anybody at risk, hug your family, tell them you love them, make the most of it, because it's the one day I think we're going to get away with it for some time. And you know what, if you're sharing a house with someone and having Christmas dinner and stuff, things are going to be touched, and you're not going to be able to keep the distance from everybody for so long. So if you've got people round for dinner, I've got my in-laws round, just give them a hug. Give them a hug, and let's all have virtual hug. Great. But thank you, everybody, and stay safe. Enjoy Christmas, and I'll catch you all in Nigel's live next Wednesday. Thanks so much, everyone. Take care of yourselves, and thanks for joining this stream. I really appreciate it.